And we are live. Hello, everyone. Hello. Okay. Yeah, we're live. Yes. I still don't see it on my phone. Like, there is no live on my channel. That's so weird. Do you see it on your phone or your computer? That's so weird.
I clicked the link and I tried to go and it worked before. Let me try now when it's like live and stuff.
There is someone here.
Yes, yeah, so
hello, Hanan. It means that it's working.
Oh, Hanan, thank you.
Hi. Always there.
Yes. Okay, good.
But yeah, so today we're here to talk about Valor, so the second book. And by the way, I don't have my copy here. Who has a copy with a U and who has a copy without the U?
I've got a U copy.
Yeah,
I don't have it on me, but I have it.
That's so weird. That's still like that's wild that they changed like the way it spelled, like
Yeah.
between like the British copy and the American one. But I love it. It makes it even more special. But still, like I find it wild. But yeah, so do you want to start with your like rating and overall thoughts so we can
Yeah.
Who wants to go ahead?
Volunteer. Yeah, so I gave it 4.5. I think would have been a 5 if I didn't just give myself like 5 days to finish the whole thing when I was super busy. So I think just the fact that it was constant in my head, like I'm supposed to be reading this, and I set myself goals, which the goals were easy to meet kind of because I was enjoying reading. But I think just the fact that I had to rush myself, maybe I enjoyed the first book a bit more. But overall, I do think this one was really good. It was maybe like so many battle scenes I didn't care about, but I was like, fine, whatever, let's just get through it. But something that stood out to me is just like, I care about every single character so much. Like, I felt such like this middle-aged man. Why do I care about you so much? So that was like my main thing.
Mm-hmm. I knew about the battle scenes that they will be like too much for you because of last time you said, yeah, battle scene. Oh, you have a reel. You posted
Yes.
a reel or TikTok like battle scene. Yeah, next. So,
That was me. Especially because I was in a hurry. So I was like, yep, no one died. Okay.
fair. What about you, Kira?
So I seem like I have a pattern like so far. Like the last book, it took me like a while to get into. This one, I felt like the beginning, like it took me like quite a while to get into. The last 200 pages for me were like fire. I loved it. So I would say probably like about a 4.5. I'm kind of like oscillating still. Because like I feel like we're still like, even like in this book, I still feel like we're still developing a lot. I still feel like we haven't like really like gone there yet. So I'm still waiting for us to go there.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
That. A bit of a setup still working on those motivations.
Yeah. Like for me now talking with you, like I think I would like, for me it's a 4.5. But I don't know if it's gonna be like a 5 stars on Goodreads or 4, whatever. Same, like it took me a long time to get really back into it, even if, to be honest, like the book like this one started right after Malice, so there was no gap. But I found the book like way darker and than the first one.
Yeah. Especially a couple like specific scenes I can think of that I was like, I thought we were doing this, but okay.
Yeah, but I really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed the pacing and seeing the characters. Like I cared. I would not say that I cared about all of them.
Yeah, okay, the evil one's not.
But I loved reading about them. But I still have like my 2 favorites. So Corbin and his sister, like they're my babies. I don't know. They're like my little pack there.
I have the weirdest favorite. I was like, why is he my favorite? It's Camlin. I think that's how you say his name, Camlin.
Really?
Yeah.
The way he was like, I have friends for the first time in my life and they care about me. I was like, that's beautiful. I love it. I don't know why, I just cared so much. about his friendship. I was like, please, I appreciate him. He's so cute. And he became like a foster father to Daff. I was like, oh, so cute. What about you, Kira? Do you have a weird fave or just like a normal fave?
Hold on. I keep getting his name. McQuinn?
But is he the one that got to the pit? Like, Kyle, he had, what's his name? K name when he died in the last book. I don't know if we're doing spoilers for Valor.
Wait a second. Maybe it wasn't.
Spoilers, everyone.
Okay. Is he the one that went to the fighting pits? Or is it a different guy? Because all the M names, I get confused.
Yeah, I was confused. Like there was somebody else. Hold on, it wasn't McQuinn.
Okay.
It was another M name.
Oh, because all the names, like you have Corbin, you have Crowland, you have like so many names. And I'm just like, I love that at the very beginning of the book, you had like a summary of who was who, whatever. I love that.
Yeah, that was so useful. That's why we were talking before the show. I said the first 120 pages took me ages because every time there was a new character, I had to go read who they were, but it was useful because otherwise I would not have remembered. And it's just bloody M names and C names. Yeah. Other names, there are other letters. So like I get so confused.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it was a 4 stars for Hannon.
Nice.
Yeah, that was cute. That moment, like I have friends. Hi.
Hello.
Thanks for joining us.
Let us know what your rating was, what you thought.
Yeah. I miss Cassel, so I was loving my Crane chapters in the beginning. Yeah.
His story went really dark. Really dark. So I was a bit like, I don't want to read about this. This is too sad.
Yeah. I found his name.
Okay.
It was Mikal. It was the counselor to the king. The guy the guy that was like kind of, like around, but like everybody's just like, where did he go? Like nobody knows where he went. So
the one that went to get Jahar, right? Yeah. I like him.
Yeah.
I mean, is there someone that you really don't like in the book?
That dude that his name starts with a C and he was Natahir's like the little like puppet. No, I take that back. Sorry. My most hated guy is that leader of those guys who do the fighting pits because of what he did to Fidel, I think her name is.
Yeah. Yeah.
What a piece of scum. I was so mad reading about him. Oh my God, I was so upset. Like, it was really, that was really upsetting to me. Like, I wasn't expecting because it kind of went into like rape and stuff and I was so uncomfortable. I hated that. Like, I understand that it's all like story, but I just hated that for the character. Like, I was like, that's so... I hated him so much. I was like, I'm ready to murder you.
Oh, yeah, same. I was disgusted. Like, when I read some of the scenes, I was like, oh my gosh, no. But it was like implied as well. Like, it wasn't...
it wasn't graphic.
Yeah. So, it wasn't graphic. So I really appreciate that. But still, like, disgusting. I was like, like the goosebump or whatever. I was,
Oh, it's terrible. And being in his head, he was so conceited and like, oh my God. I was like, I hate you so much. I've never hated a character this bad. No. So yeah, that was my most hated guy.
Yeah, it's like, it's not like a villain, but really a character you can hate. Like there is, even the background, the backstory or whatever, there is nothing to like there. So yeah.
Honestly, if Storm like at some point rips out every piece of his body, I'll be so happy. But McWill was his name. He got Fidel in the end, so I feel like there's gonna be a good bond there, and McQueen's just gonna kill that piece of shit. Like, he's gonna make it right.
Yeah. I hope for a very slow, very painful death.
Yes.
Like one that's fitting for somebody like him, because he doesn't deserve it to be quick.
No. Make it hurt. What he did to Argul, is it? That friend of McQueen. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, he deserves whatever is coming for him, and I believe in the offer delivering him to justice. Yeah. But Connell's quite an interesting character. Sorry, we're really jumping up and down.
Go ahead.
So Connell's such an interesting character because we find out in I don't know, the evil magician. Evnis is his name, I think,
Evnis.
or something. Yeah. So we find out in his point of view that he kind of like push Connell with magic, like over the edge to evil, because he was like, oh, he just needed a little nudge to be like on my side, but it still was magic. So it's just like really curious because like his sister and Hellion, they don't think he's evil, but then they're like, well, there's a proof, but it's like not 100% his choice. Maybe without that magic, he would like not gone bad. So but I hate him, but I find him really like interesting.
Yeah, that's something that I liked about this book. Like, I feel like in the first one, we got a lot of character development, let's say. Like, we got to know the characters. And here we got, like, in depth within the story and within the prophecy, I would say. So we had, like, so many kingdoms involved, so many characters, and so many betrayals. Like, I was expecting everyone to be betrayed by a loved one at one point, or someone you didn't know what side they were, etc. And that's what I loved about this one, and that character as well. Like, there is one that's saying he's bad, the other one is saying no, but his family, oh, you know what I mean? So that's what I found like different from the first
There's
book.
no like good evil. There's like so many gray colors and shades, and like I really like how the characters even like so Veridis and Corbin, both of them bring up like 1,000 times to the point where I was like, you're being a bit over the top. They're like, oh, what are we doing? Killing each other, good men dying for nothing. So it's like even whatever side you're on, you're like, oh, but we shouldn't be fighting the war. But then on the other hand, we will get murdered otherwise. So it was like very like on purpose. Oh, Veridis starting to awaken and feel it coming. I mean, he's gonna be like, oh, Cywin, or however you say her name. He's like fell so hard. He always like, oh, I always keep thinking about Cywin all these random times. I was like, okay, chill out, dude. Even when he saw Corbin, he was like, all I can see is Cywin. I don't see the black sun or whatever the hell.
Yeah. Was there like a scene you really loved?
Yeah.
Like, personally, it's not that I really loved it, but I love the fact that they were using like the woven fur to like follow the what people were talking about, like the rumors that they were like shapeshifters or whatever, and it made me think of Peter Pan. I don't know why, but I laughed at that scene. Like, I hate the fact that they had to do that to the woven, but they had to defend themselves. So that's the story. But still, like, I really love that they played that game. But that's just a detail in the story.
I like that it was Corbin's idea, because you know when you have like bland boy main character in a fantasy story and they have like nothing going for them, but somehow they're the chosen one. But that's not Corbin. I feel like they gave him like some skills and they gave him some like wits about him, so that he came up with the idea, and it was really effective and cool to see it and stuff. So yeah, it was really cool. What about you, Kira? Do you have a favorite scene? I feel like
it's kind of a spoilery scene. I don't know if like we're doing like the whole spoiler thing. Like,
I think we said spoilers because I said multiple things.
I think like this kind of like was the defined like moment of why. I almost feel like his name's maybe like pronounced Michael, Meikcal. I don't know.
Yeah.
But like, yeah.
That's one thing. We need a pronunciation guide. Sorry.
But like there was a scene like that kind of started getting me hooked like in this book, like towards the end, where Corbin kind of got taken to the underworld, and like we got to see like more of like what's going on behind the scenes, and I really appreciate that because that's like what I'm here for. Like that's pretty much like the main purpose of me getting into this. And then we have like the mysterious like savior like that helped, you know, like Corbin. And then all of a sudden, like, you know, like a couple of chapters like after like that, we're like, hey, he's like, hey, I know you.
Yeah, I remember that.
That was like so unexpected in a sense, because I didn't think they'd be going into like angels and demons. I didn't think this was the kind of like setting where like what. But maybe I wasn't paying enough attention in the first book. I was not expecting actual angels. But
I mean,
no, that was
cool. In the synopsis, I believe. Angels and demons, like.
I didn't read the synopsis.
The first book.
Yeah, that's what I get for not reading a synopsis. I was like, what? Like actual angels? It was really reminding me actually of Daughter of Smoke and Bone for some reason. Every time I think about angels, I just think about those.
Yeah, Daughter of Smoke and Bones, or like An Ember in the Ashes. when there is one character going to the afterworld or whatever. Like, what was his name again?
Elias?
Elias, yeah.
Yes, and he was the what was the name? The keeper? No, not the keeper.
He was
The
Soulkeeper.
soul keeper or something like that. Yeah. So that reminded me of that, but that's probably because I just finished that series as well. So.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. I'm so basic, but I just love the little seeds of romance. I just love banter between like not banter because Corbin and Coraline or whatever her name is.
Cora, yeah,
Corbin doesn't have like enough awareness to have banter in that sense, but I like them being cute, and then I really was like Meredith inside when I love it. So yeah, I really like this.
I have a prediction, since like we're on that topic. I feel like if anybody can convince Meredith to change sides, I feel like it's going to be her. Definitely. And his affection for her.
Yeah, I thought where it was going was like he's gonna go with her, and then Corbin's gonna try to bring her back, and then they kidnap Meredith as a hostage or something. And I thought that's how he's gonna see that Corbin's like a really nice kid, like he's not evil. But that's not what happened. But yeah, I know what you mean. I'm really curious about Netta here. I'm probably saying all these names wrong. They're so hard. But I'm really curious about him because like after what he just witnessed, which is like those demons entering the body, like how can you still think that you're in the right? And like what happened to his mother? Like I'm curious if he finds out about that, like what the hell he's gonna do, because like that's some horrific shit that she went through. So it's just like I'm really curious if he's gonna stay evil, like because he was always like misguided, you know. He had good intentions but just went about it the wrong way, and then just kept being pushed by like evil people talking like into his ear. But yeah, really, really curious where that goes. And I really like how it's set up with the giant, you know. He was like, oh, don't let him get your hair, because he's being controlled as well. And then how he went back to Fidel. And I like that in the first book, they kept like questioning when this giant is on our side. And now we know. And it was like, oh, really sad when he had to kill those baby giants and stuff.
Yeah, I don't know if that's my brain making up things or whatever, but you know, I felt like the entire book, Nathaire or Natayer, I don't know how you pronounce his name, was compared to Corbin. It's because Corbin is like the chosen one or whatever, but he's aware of that, but he doesn't want to acknowledge it in some way. And then you have Nathaire on the other side, who's like pretty much sure of himself, and he thinks he's the one. He's like, I felt like it's balanced in some way, and that's why I'm also curious to see who's gonna end up on what side, because even Corbin could go completely.
It would be just like this offer to like slap you a bit. Yeah, I think it was interesting how both of them kind of like responded to being worshipped in a sense, because Corbin was so horrified by this lunatic Jahar, like looking at him like he was like this fixed to sliced bread, and then Natahir is like, yeah, come worship me. He's like, I am the best. So, yeah, well, he's not this literal about it, but he doesn't mind for sure. So it's just it's very interesting.
Yeah, because it just made me so angry. I love that name, by the way. We love that name.
Lucas.
Yeah. Hi, Daniela.
Sorry, we're spoiling everything.
But yeah, and like even if the book was like darker, we still got like plenty of friendship in it, like family moments, cute moments, loved ones like talking to each other, etc.
Yeah.
Like, what death was the most heartbroken for you? Like, because we got many.
Yeah.
So unexpected. Like,
at the end, I thought Gar was gonna die because he just reunited with his dad, and I felt like now that Corbin has the Jahar, his role was kind of fulfilled. So if him dying would have been such a, I don't know, like a pushing thing. And then I was surprised when his mom died instead. And I felt really bad for Gar because like he was pining after her. From like I was like, this is inappropriate. Her husband just died, but okay. So and he like it was like how much he cried and then how Corbin broke down. I didn't care about them that much because I felt like she had zero speaking lines. Like she spoke in this book like twice, but Corbin constantly talked and thought about her. So I think that was really impactful. I think that was probably I don't know, which ones was it for you the most impactful?
For me, it was Corbin's mom.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like, I'm not really liking this like running trend so far. In book 1, we lost his dad. In book 2, we lost his mom.
Don't say his sister in the next one.
No, I don't think it's gonna be her. I don't think it's gonna be her.
I think one of the friends.
I think if anybody, because like, I don't know, like I feel like there's a trend like in fantasy books, like with heroes and stuff, they have to lose everything in order for like them to become in their role. And there's only one other person like that was almost like a father to him that I feel like he would need to get rid of, you know, or like the plot would have to get rid of at some point.
Yeah.
I'm not happy about that. I don't want that to happen.
No.
I know. Yeah, that's why I said like I was 100% expecting him to die in this book. Like I was like he just reunited with his father, so this would slap us in the face. I would have cried. I think you're so right. It was so sad how like, oh yeah, her last words being "my darling." So that was really sad. I was really sad when like first was it Pharrell? Oh no. Daph's dad died and Pharrell's dad died. I was like, what the hell? They're all orphans now? And I just thought it was really sad. Like, I didn't care about the dads, but I just cared about the fact that everyone lost their father. It was sad.
My heart broke for Brina when she lost, like, what was his name again?
Hob?
Yeah, I think. I'm so bad with names at that time. But yeah, my heart broke for her. Like...
Yeah. Hannah said Argyle. The only point when I was close to tears was when Macquin, was it? He was deciding whether to kill him or not.
Yeah.
And when he was like, should I kill my one brother, my one thing that I have left? And like, I even bookmarked it, but I don't have my book. But oh my God, I was like, I'm going to cry. And then he decided not to kill him. Did he die at the end? I don't even remember. I think he actually died in the end, but it mattered that like, Macquin chose friendship over like revenge, so it didn't matter that Argyle died in the end. I feel because it was more about the decision, because he was like so done with the torture and everything. So yeah, but that was really sad. I was almost cried because I just felt like he went through so much shit, and then he put this. And from the moment they got to fighting pits, I was like, his last fight is gonna be with Argyle. Like it has to be. But it's just how it went. It was just like, yeah, I was really touched.
Oh my God, what if it's that? Yeah. That one scene when that Pharrell and Corin were all like raving over the father's is my voice.
Yeah, that was very sad. Oh, Heb is his name.
Okay, so many names. Like, I mean,
they don't end.
Yeah. Wow. But yeah, no, I really enjoyed it. Like, I found like, I don't know if it was more you.
Sorry, so Hannah's gone.
Vijay doesn't die in book 3.
That piece of shit needs to die. There's several like I think we have a hit list in this book at this point. Like there are several people like here like that need to go.
Yes. Like the author's so good. You love the characters you're supposed to love so much, but you hate the ones you're supposed to hate so much. Like at least that's how I feel. Very intense.
Honestly, Gabby, not to change the subject, I want to see how you react to the Joe Abercrombie books, the Faithful, not the Faithful and Fallen, like the Blade itself, like that trilogy. I'm really curious to see.
Is it good about characters?
The character is okay. There's hardly like any plot, but the characterizations are incredible, and that's the only reason I read all 3 of them.
Okay, I was like on the fence whether I should read it, but now I'm thinking I probably should. If it's any character work like here, I was just like so passionate about all of them.
Yeah.
I want to read books by that author, but I don't know where to start. So
If you're going to go into that universe, The Blade itself is where you start that first trilogy.
yeah.
And then I guess like there's a short story collection, but I think you have to read the 3 because there's 3 other books like in that universe. And then you read those and then you read the short stories. And then there's a new trilogy and then you read those.
There's a lot of
They
books.
just finished it.
Okay,
So-
at least it's finished.
Yeah.
Oh god, I started reading. Oh, this is so off topic, but I started reading Eye of the World, and I was reading this and Valor at the same time, and I was getting so confused. I was like, "What's happening?" So I just put Eye of the World on the side. But that's also like quite good with characters, like very slow, but you can. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like this book was really wild because everyone was all fighting or trying to survive or trying to save someone or just trying to do their best to help other people. And it was like so much going on everywhere. And
No
is
one
it
just
me,
chilled.
or at the very beginning we had like some time play
Time?
or whatever, like going back, forward, etc. No, that's maybe just me. Like,
I think there was more time passed than it felt like because they were all traveling for like days and days because they moved all these scores of warriors and they were like, oh yeah, they just left. Oh, they're here already. So I assume there was some time passing there. And they all kept talking about how much older they look. Like when Simon saw them, they're like, oh, they look so much older. I was like, bro, how much time has actually passed? Because I don't know.
1 year, I believe. No, because
yeah, I
Paul
think
said
something
at one
like that.
point, like
He
it's
turned-
been 1 year since we survived. Like one season. No,
Because it was his birthday. So he
Yeah.
turned 17, I think. But I can't remember at what point in book. No, he turned 16 in book 1 when he did that chilling in the forest and fighting for his rights. So I guess it was been like slightly less than a year, but close to it. Because very soon after that, they got attacked, didn't they? So yeah, probably a year.
Yeah.
I'm so impressed Hannah finished it because we talked like 2 days ago and she was on page like, what was it, like 100 or something? 200? No, 200. I was on 600. I was like worried I wouldn't finish it. So it's impressive.
Wait, I'm 60% through book 4 of what? I love
Wheel
it
of
so
Time.
much. Okay.
Yeah, it's good. It's slow. It's good.
But like the Black Sun has really like his forces and cemented his power so well. Like how is Corin gonna combat that?
I think that's why, because at the very end of the book, he's like, they need to be stopped. And I think that was his moment of like, I'm actually going to make some effort. Because he like compounded like a little army over this book, but like not on purpose at all. He was like, oh, well, all these people just come and join me. I guess that's cool. But now he's actually probably going to try to like get something going.
Corbin.
He's like, yeah, Corbin, because he was like, oh, they need to be stopped. Because he looked at like the evil old dude that was the magician and was behind everything. It didn't matter here.
Yeah, but I think he's gonna grow at the point when he's gonna realize who he is really and what he has to do, what he should do, and that people are following him. Like he's a born leader, and he's a leader without trying to be one. So I feel like that's gonna make him go further in comparison to other characters.
Yeah.
So I was like looking like at, because like the next book's called Ruin.
Yeah.
So I wonder how much worse the situation's going to get.
Oh, so much.
I think everyone will die, just be Corbin by himself, and he's like, oh, they better not kill Storm. Oh, I'm gonna don't kill Storm. That's one person.
But I also kind of like wonder because like in book 2 we just saw Corbin starting with his elemental training.
Yeah.
I wonder like what's going to like if him being, like the bright star is going to impact his ability to perform that once he's mastered it.
Like he's gonna be more powerful, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, even he like lit that branch on fire like really easily once he wasn't distracted by like doubt and stuff. So I think that's probably like a precursor of what's to come.
Yeah, and that really makes me think of like Eragon and the way I mean, with Gar, when he's like training and doing that like dance, like what's the name? Like
Sword dance, I think.
yeah, sword dance. It really made me think of Aragon with like
See,
the
this is why I thought he'd die, because the mentor always dies. They have to die. That's just how it is.
No, I really, yeah. I don't know. Wait.
And I said, I literally just finished 5 minutes before live show. Impressive.
Oh,
very
okay.
impressive.
Yeah. I finished it this morning. Like, I still had like 50 pages left this morning, so.
Close one for all of us. I think, Kira, you're the only one that was on top of it.
I think this was my first book that I read for the month. One of the first books.
And you still remember it so much?
I tabbed.
Nice. So, I have like 3 tabs.
Yeah. Wait, I just remembered Hallion's death.
Oh, wait. Okay. I keep forgetting who died because so many of them died.
So many of them. Yeah.
I think I blocked out a lot of it.
Yeah.
He has so many skills. Blacksmith warrior.
It's true. He's good at everything he does.
Yeah, but it still doesn't sound like he has everything. You know, sometimes in books, like I'm reading wait, I just finished another book in which the main character was annoying. I cannot remember which one. But she was like new to everything. She just discovered a new world. She discovered that she had magic or whatever, and she was the best of the best from the very beginning. She tried and she did it. And I don't like that, because even if you are just like that skilled and whatever, I just love a little bit of struggle. I don't know, to make you more like believable. I don't know. And I love that he's not like that. Even if he has a lot of skills, he's just like, he's still Corbin, human, and like I don't know.
No, I think you're 100% right. I think that's why the first like it was a bit slow, but you see how he wasn't that good of a warrior, and he worked like 3 years on it, and like even when he's really good at it, he's still kind of hopeless, and he's still like a boy, and he still doesn't really know what he's doing, but he's just so determined to like help his loved ones, and he has so much honor and stuff. So I know what you mean. Sometimes I hate characters that are just the best at everything without even trying. Yeah, but he struggles for everything, and I think like that really shows just like how much he practices and works. And even the magic, like he was good at it in panic, but he's not that good at it when he's actually trying.
Yeah, true. But it's always when he's helping someone. You know what I mean? Like when he's doing it for someone else, I feel like he's better at it than doing it for himself.
Yeah.
And that's telling a lot about the character he is. I mean, the type of person he is. I mean, in the book.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Hannon said, he's my bright star.
But yeah, he is. I mean, I love like, and even like this, the animals like Shield and Storm, and then you have like the birds.
Oh, Crap and
yeah,
some other bird. You know, that bird, like I completely somehow erased from my memory that bird was going with the giants, and then I was like, why did I find this random ass bird? And then towards the end, he was talking to that giantess and whatever. I was like, oh right, I forgot about this bloody. Oh, it's so funny, but I like how him and Edna became like besties.
Yeah, and even Edna, I love her. I don't know why. I love her. I feel like we got a lot of her at the very beginning, then less, obviously, because she stayed behind. But
I think for her, what's really interesting is like in the first book, she's got so much personality and spark, and she's always going and trying to get someone in trouble, and like herself there, she's always there, like so full of energy. And now she's so muted because so much shit happened to her. And then towards the end, they kill like the only family she has left. I was like, can you stop? This girl needs a break. Like, I feel so bad for her. Like, all the characters suffer, but like, really, like, stop shitting on her.
Yeah, that's also one death that really hurt me. Like, I was like, she doesn't deserve that. Not that the others deserved it, but she was like, she's doing like her best, and she's also learning every single day, like, because like she's also a kid, I don't know, and she just escaped. She has so many things to do, things to think about, and people to take care of, and like she became a leader from one day to the other, and I just feel for her. Wow. Oh, what did you guys think of the writing style?
No, like I enjoyed it. It wasn't maybe the easiest to get. Like it was, some writing styles just so easy to read. Like you just consume it. This one you really have to like focus.
But is it because of the writing style, or because it is like a dense fantasy with so much going on and so many C names and M names?
Probably a bit of both, but maybe if you wrote like a contemporary, it'd be really easy to read. Not sure.
I don't know.
I don't think it was quite pretty. Like some of the passages were quite like pretty.
Yeah. I mean, I felt for the characters, so that's also like it means that it was good writing. I don't have anything wrong to say about it, so I'm like, for me it was good or pleasant, not like wow, but I found it like it worked. The story, I feel like it works. So
yeah, no, that's true. I feel like I only have either when it's like super poetic and purple, then I like have something to say about writing, or really bad. But if it's just good and does what it needs to do, then it works. But
yeah, it's hard sometimes. Like even I mean, more for me because it's not like my first language, so sometimes I cannot really talk about the writing side. But like I finished the book The Diviners by Liba Ray, which I loved, and in that one the writing style actually confused me in some point, because sometimes it was like so like it looks like she worked on every single word, so like the sentence was like a full-time job or whatever, and then some parts were so simply delivered, and I was like, for me it wasn't consistent and it was a bit weird. So I noticed it, but here I did not notice anything like in particular, so I don't know. What about you, Hanan? Yeah, I love that about Siwen. I should listen to you again.
Yeah, I really don't know how to say it.
I really love, like, she's always like, where's my knife? Where's my knife?
Like when she tried to murder like 3-4 people in a row, and Meredith was like, the fuck, bro, stop it. Stop murdering people. It's really funny.
But I love that she's like, sometimes like the sisters or the brother of the main character, of the chosen one, whatever, they're like so weak or so helpless, like, and here she's capable. She can defend herself, and she can like, and like she's super strong. But when they found her, like Corbin and her mom, and she was like, "You left me," I was like, oh. Like, you left me, and it broke my mind.
I love her because I feel like sometimes like the strong female with like fighting knives, that's the only thing, the only like character trait they have. Like I don't know, and I think Arya from Game of Thrones, like I don't really feel that much towards her because she just wants to kill people, period. Like that's her personality trait, or she's just like a badass and that's it. But like Siwen, she's so funny as well, and she loves banter, and she loves like hanging out and having a laugh or whatever, but then she's also deadly, and like it just has a lot of sides to her, not just like I'm the badass and that's it. That's my only thing.
Yeah, she has layers. That's what I love about pretty much all the characters here. They're not just one thing. They all have a purpose, and they're all believable. Sometimes like when you have so many characters, you just see one character, let's say character B, you see it in 1 or 2 scenes, and then you forget about it, and you don't even understand what they were doing. And here you have so many characters, so many names to remember, but they all have a purpose. Like they all part of like, or gonna like influence the prophecy and what's gonna happen and the characters' actions, etc. I feel like they all have part in this.
Yeah, 100%. And I think you're right. And also, like, sometimes when it's like a whole group of people and then you get multiple perspective from that group, I'm like, why not just one? But here it feels so necessary because it adds to the fact that everyone's so complex. Because if we weren't in their head, we wouldn't get them at all. Or some of them we probably would, but not all of them. But then they choose like seemingly the most random character, but then it all makes sense in the end, like why they chose this character for a POV and that stuff. Like I thought it was funny that like Coraline, whatever her name is, like she got like 3 POV characters in the whole book, but like that kind of introduced us to her and made us like know her a bit more, even though it's a little bit. I'm sure she's gonna have a bigger role later. But yeah, it all kind of makes sense.
Yeah. I agree about the writing side, but this time I found some parts very beautifully written. I mean, he had me tearing up at multiple points, well, so it clearly evoked emotion from me. Yeah. Feel you on that. Yeah.
What did you guys think of Queen Rin?
I think she's interesting. I really like that she's the villain. Like that is a badass woman, you know. And she's just like seems kind of evil for the purpose of it, and I kind of like it. Not that she doesn't have layers. She's still complex, but like more like she knows she's working for the bad guy. She doesn't really. We don't know that she has a sub story behind her. She's just like, yeah, I just want everything, and I want to serve my lord or whatever, Astrup or whatever his name is, and like kind of like it. And she's very ruthless, but so cunning and smart. So it was really cool to see her. But like, how old is she? Because everyone's like, oh, disgusting how she gets with young men. But I don't actually know how old she is.
Yeah, I don't think we know.
Yeah, just says she looks older every time. I'm like, is she like in a spell where it kept her up, but now she's decapitating? I don't know.
I can't remember who she said something to. Be like, I might have to see you later. And then they're just like,
he was like. Wait, was it Connell that like went off with her and he was like, yeah. Oh no, it wasn't even Nata here. Like he stayed overnight and he was like, yeah, I don't know how it happened, but it happened. And Verdis was like, I'm gonna puke.
Apparently, she's really good seductress too. Because he acted totally blindsided like by it. He's like, I don't know what happened. It just kind
of. But he was like, it was a good time though. Verdis was like. Oh my god!
If you say so.
It was so funny. Yeah, that really had me chuckling.
Yeah, and then the POVs converge makes so much sense.
Yeah. You know, it's so funny because like we obviously know all of these characters. Even if they never met, we know a lot about them. So when they meet, I'm like, yeah, trust him. This is your ally. But like the character doesn't know that. And they don't trust each other and like sometimes maybe betray and stuff. I'm like, no, you should be working together. It's very passionate.
That's what I love. Yeah. You're like rooting for some characters to bond, to like work together, and then they just don't know what you have read.
Exactly. They don't know the 200 pages of character development we just saw.
Yeah, but at the same time, it allows you to learn so much. Like, I feel like we learn so much more about all the different kingdoms and like places compared to the first one. I can like I visualize like a bit better the Banished Lands. So I really love that. Yeah. And it's like you have all the different point of view, so you learn bits by bits, and not at the end like you have that big revelation, big explanation, whatever you have sometimes in books. So I really love that.
Yeah, no, I love it. It was done so much. Sorry, she makes me giggle sometimes to see when she kills. Oh, I'm a problematic fae. Wait, who are we talking? Oh, Rin.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, problematic fae. It's so funny. Sorry, what were we talking about? How it converges. Yeah, you know, even with like this scenes with Michael or McQueen, right? When he keeps like seeing that Lycos or something keeps fiddling with something in his like jacket, and it kept being, come on, get rid of the jacket, because he had the lock of hair of Fidel. Get rid of it. Like every time he noticed, I was like, come on. But he doesn't know. But in the end, he actually did. So did like free her and stuff. So it was good. I was just like, come on, you can do it. It just feels so frustrating because you have all this knowledge and they don't, but that's what makes it like fun. And like you said, there was no like dramatic evil monologue or any exposition because it's just so natural because these people know their things, so they just like all the exposition feels very natural because they're just thinking about something and stuff.
Yeah, that probably has to do with the writing style. Nothing feels like forced. Yeah, I love that. I don't know if there is any other scenes you wanted to talk about or like characters, or do you have predictions? Like we talked about some predictions for the next book, but if you have more, like I honestly don't know what to expect. I expect it to be wilder, like even more insane and crazy and whatever, but I honestly don't know because we still have like a fourth book after. So I'm like,
yeah, I think everyone will die, and like at one point we're gonna run out of characters to murder, and it's like what's gonna happen? Like that's why we keep getting introduced to more characters because we can kill off the old one. But no, yeah.
I
Sorry,
feel like one of two things is going to happen with Corbin. One of two things, like in the long stretch of the rest of the book series. Either A, he's going to end up ruling over everything, you know, and he's going to be in charge, or two, he's going to be a martyr.
Yeah, I think he might die. It's in his personality to sacrifice himself for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
I think you're right. I think Gar's going to be a goner. I think one of the friends probably will die, either Dath or Pharrell. I wonder if there's going to be a tension between Pharrell, is it? The one that's in love with, like, not in love, but like fancies Coraline, because she's going to get with Corbin, obviously. So I wonder if there's going to be any tension, because I feel like that's the kind of thing where they could be like, oh, I'm going to betray you. I hope they don't do that because that feels really cheap because their friendship's so strong. So that would feel super cheap to me. I feel like, I'm super curious to see where Mako and Videl go. I don't know why, but I'm really interested about the storyline because, again, I'm curious to see if Natahir will ever find out what happened. And, like, she's a really cool lady. I really like her. I think she has a lot of, like spunk to her. It actually reminds me, like, I complained in the last book that the female characters I thought were a bit not on par with the others. But I think in this book there was a lot of cool women. And I like they were, like, middle-aged as well, not just 17-year-olds. So I think that was really cool. Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of death.
Yeah.
And either Natahir will actually end up not being the Black Star because he'll just like kind of crumble because he'll be like, that wasn't my purpose. And then someone we were not expecting come Black Star. I mean, like Connell or something. I don't know. That was just like wild theory.
If we don't have Nathir as the Black Star, my only other guess would be Envis. Because he's already got like the foundations of an elemental, and he's already got the ability. So if it were to be anybody, I feel like it would be him.
Yeah, maybe Natahir was just like a red herring because I feel like he doesn't have it in him to be super evil. Like he's easily manipulated, and if this is super like formidable foe, I want him to have more backbone than Natahir. So I think that's gonna be like end up not being the case, and it's gonna be someone else. And I'm really curious if we're actually gonna have like angels on Earth fighting, or like where are we gonna explore Otherworld a bit more? I'm curious if it's gonna go more fantasy because I feel like first book was really like almost low fantasy. You know, there's like hints and pieces, but most of it was very grounded. Now this one we're starting to learn some magic and the magic like we saw Otherworld. So I think it's just if we're gonna end up with a war between angels and demons, like we're gonna have to keep going like up in the magic
crescendo. Yeah, I think it will. I would literally shave my head after finding out how you can control.
I know.
Any thoughts on the treasures?
Yeah, it is 7, right? And we only saw 2 or 3? 3. Because it's Cauldron a treasure. I think it is, right? Because we saw the axe, the necklace, that. Oh wait, what happened to the necklace? Wasn't the giantess the queen wearing it? But she died. Yeah, I don't remember if they said what happened to it or not. I'm sorry, but every time I heard the name Cauldron and how I kept thinking about A Court of Thorns and Roses. I don't know if you guys read that book, but there's a massive cauldron there, and I'm just like, what is up with these massive cauldrons where people can fall in and like stuff? Like, what the? Is this like a thing that I don't know about?
I think in this book, like though, the cauldron was an artifact, but it also made the other artifacts.
Yes,
if I remember right.
Yeah,
I think you're right. Yeah. Oh yeah, because one of them was that elixir of life or whatever it was, like made your life longer, and then they lose it in a swamp. I feel like that's gonna come back in a cool way.
Oh yeah, it was like, the cup, right? If you drink from it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think you're right. So those were 4. I don't remember the other 3 ones actually. They definitely told us, but I don't remember them. I even tapped them. I don't have my book.
I cannot remember all of them. Yeah. Radis and Etir are gonna break up soon, I think.
Yeah, I want Radis on our side. He's such a cute boy.
Etir and Rin are gonna fight because she won't want to vote.
I feel like Natahir is gonna fall into some kind of depression. Like, you know, when you build up this image of yourself to be the savior of the world, and you find out you're just manipulated by some old man. I feel like that would shatter you, especially if you're prideful prince. You know, like, I don't know. I feel like that'd be interesting to see him just be like, what the fuck, bro? And just like kind of crumble in that way.
Maybe he's gonna help Corbin at the end.
Maybe.
Because he's not gonna want like anyone else to have his place or his like, I don't know,
destiny or whatever. Yeah.
When making kill Book 3.
And Lycos, please. I feel like Macquin deserves it. He deserves to kill Lycos very slowly. Or Fidel.
Or Fidel mentoring Adana would be kind of fun to see.
That'd be fun, yeah, that's true.
But I don't think she will ever believe that her son is the Black Star.
I don't
know. She does
have
a very high opinion of him.
Because like if he comes back and finds out like what Lycos did and brushes it off.
Yeah, bro, I'd be like, you're evil. Like, get out of the house. You know what I mean? No, I think you're right. If I think how he reacts to what Lycos did is gonna like make or break his character, depending on like pure evil or like goodness. Like if that doesn't wake you up from what you're doing is wrong, I don't know what will. I mean, also there was a bunch of people that turned into demons, so that's also pretty big. Like, you're doing the wrong thing. It's so interesting, I feel, because I was looking at the people on the Black Star side, and it was so fascinating because some of them were fully aware that they were working for the devil or whatever you want to call him, the evil one. And then some of them thought they were fighting on the right side, but it's such a weird like collision of like some people were clearly knew they were evil, some people were like, no, we're the good guys, and it was like they were all together, and found it like super interesting, just like so not black and white and complex.
I mean, it's war, so it's difficult to have like a good and a bad side. Like, obviously here you have a villain and a good guy, but in the meantime, like when you do, I mean, it's hard. I feel like it's hard.
No, 100%. I just think the author did such a good job like going into it, because you know, like old fantasy, I think like Lord of the Rings or something, like clearly there's good and evil, and the evil guys know they're evil. And I think like fantasy in general kind of turned to that like more morally gray and stuff, because we're less likely to be like, oh yeah, why is evil just for purpose of being evil? But I think this author is just like the way he examines that and like makes it so clear and like such a big part. I think that's super interesting.
Wonder if the Eastern Kingdoms will have more of a role in the following books, because we spend so much time in the West here.
Could be. I mean, everyone's either conquered in the West or something, so you need to start conquering somewhere else. Yeah. Wait, Hannah said Kali, this could be the Black Star. He's the old guy who actually summoned the...
Yeah, that's
so I thought that too. He could be, because maybe he just used Natahir as like a little puppet to do his bidding in the meantime.
Yeah, he's really powerful too.
I don't think he's dead either, is he? He was just like deterred for a second, yeah. And I think he's actually like, he's not, because he showed him his true form, but I'm pretty sure he's like the demon, the fallen angel rather than an actual angel.
Wait, hold on. I read the synopsis for Rune, and Edana is in the swamps. I'm connecting the dots.
Yeah, because the cup is in the swamps, right?
Yeah,
Nice.
from what we know.
Edana needs some wins. She needs, like, throw her a bone, you know what I mean? She needs to have some good things happen to her.
Yeah. Yeah. We shall see, I guess. When Edana drinks from the cup.
Nice. But does it just make you immortal, or
No,
it's not immortal,
actually,
just extends your life? Yeah.
yeah, very, very, very.
I feel like it's
much.
cool for like a long time, but it doesn't help in solving a war. So I'm curious how that's going to be played. Maybe there's some secret to it we don't know, because only giants used it, not humans. So
Yeah, but wait, you can still die, right? If you get killed. Yes, it's like
I think it's natural death.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just you don't get old as quickly. I think
Yeah.
something that for me encompasses how good this book was that there were several points where I was like, it could end here and it would still have such a strong, powerful ending, because like there was still like just a big scene where you're like, holy fuck, and then it could end, but it just kept going. First I was like, oh, could end here and help me up here because it's a bit of a long book. But yeah, it was really good. Like so many moments were just like, whoa.
Especially because it had like short chapters, and I feel like it's always faster to read them because it's like you want to continue it because it's like everything is happening. Like I don't know how to explain, but like the fact that they were shorter made me read the book like so much faster,
100%.
and it influenced like the pacing or the way I felt the pacing was. And yeah, okay, I was right. Yeah, we shall see, because yeah, I don't see her actually drinking it because she wants to do it. Like,
yeah,
maybe
because it wouldn't help. Like if it helped like the war, she'd do it. But I don't see how it helps the war for you to have a long life. So curious. Maybe if you, well, to be fair, if you like combine the treasures, you can open that big hole to other worlds. So I guess they're the one to find the treasures and combine them. So together they're powerful. So if she finds it, I'm sure there's some way to use them for good as well. Because it's like someone said, they were like, the cauldron is made for good, but like anything, it can be used either way. So I think that's the thing. Like you can summon the devil, but maybe if you have all the objects, you could summon the god or something, or whatever. The Ellen, I think his name is, the god. Absent god. I love how he's just moping. He was just so upset he just went to mope. I'm like, seriously, dude, get over it.
Yeah, it's gonna do something shady. I can feel it.
Who's rising? Yeah, I need a reminder. I don't remember what it is.
Yeah, we read quite a lot about it.
What does he do? Oh, yeah. No, isn't she dead? Is she alive? Oh, she did run away. I like how even she was such a shitty person, but she cared about her son so much. So you're like always like, yeah, you're terrible, but there's something you care about that makes you more human.
That makes her a mom.
It's true. Well, you can still be shitty mom. She cares.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, because she was like, just take my son. She's like, oh, she reminded me of Cersei. You know how she's a terrible person, but she loves her children, and that's like her one redeeming quality, that she loves her children. But she does shitty things because she loves her children. But oh yeah. Oh, when she was like, you're leering at your daughter, I was like,
oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
To be fair, if I was married to him, I'd also be pretty bitter.
Yeah. Well, we got like a lot of good characters and a lot of disgusting characters as well. So it's pretty balanced. But yeah, I don't know if anyone would like to add anything to what we had talked about for an hour. Whoa, that
Went by quick, didn't it?
like wow, we talked about it for 1 hour. Didn't see that.
Yeah. Man, I just want to say, I think it would be such a good TV show. Like, this is some, like, Game of Thrones level of, like, good, I feel. Like, it could definitely be such a good show.
And especially because in Game of Thrones, I feel like we keep repeating, like winter is coming for so many seasons, and here winter is there. You know what I mean? Like it's happening. So it's
Yeah. The first season would be a bit of a slow one, but then you're like, oh my god. And only four books either, and it's finished.
I think the plot moving so quick will continue, but I'm not sure if that will mean things don't feel as impactful because I still felt all the feelings here. Yeah. I don't know.
True.
Yeah.
I mean, they're making Wheel of Time, and this is just as good, I think. Yeah. No, I do think the pacing is very fast, but like, I feel like if now we slow down to the pace of the first book, we're just hanging out with Corbin growing up for 3 years, I would be a bit like, why? Why are we here?
Yeah. When Mark died, was so sad. I mean, so sad for many deaths, actually. And that's telling you how much we cared about the characters, because usually when there are so many characters, you don't care. You expect them to die. But here you still we're still sad and mourning for them in some ways.
Yeah, normally I don't care. I choose like one group of people that I kind of care about, and then I'm like, okay, I'll care about you. But this one is just like, I can tell it, like, it's a random middle-aged ex-robber, and I wanted him to get friends so bad. Like, found family in this, I think, is so powerful because it's all these old men that are like, I've never had friends. I need friends. Just there. He's like, I could go live a peaceful life right now, but I want friends. So I'm gonna hang out with these people and probably die. Fair enough. And he kept being like, I could walk away. Then he looked at them and I was like, no, I can't walk away. I love them too much.
Yeah. No. Well, maybe time to wrap this up.
Yeah. I'm so looking forward to the next book. I think it's going to be very good.
So we're reading it in October, yeah?
Yes. Should we say sprint sometime the second weekend? Yeah, second or third weekend, and then live show either last weekend or first weekend of October. Sorry, what am I talking about? I'm talking about October and I'm looking at September.
Not October. Like the last weekend, I believe I have a live on the 30th and 31st. I don't think it is a good day to do a live. I don't know if...
Yeah. Oh, no.
It's not a week.
We'll be here. We can do it the next one then, maybe the first week of November.
Yeah, we'll share everything like on the Twitter.
Yeah.
So
yeah, don't check in. We're not very good at updating. I'm always like, oh shit, I was supposed to do.
Like 1 week before the show. Oh shit.
Yeah, I was like, oh shit. Shows this week. I'm supposed to be reading, and everyone else read it. I'm like, I'm so proud of you guys.
I will start Rune before the sprints because I need to set up the pain of Rune. Yeah,
That's
I will start it as sub. Like I don't want to finish it in the rush like this time.
No.
Take my time to enjoy every bit of this book.
Because the first one, I read it, I think finished 2 weeks before we had a live show. So I didn't feel any pressure at all. And I just kept reading because it was so good. Yeah. So as soon as I finished Wheel of Time first book, because they're too similar to, they get confused, I'm going to be like, yeah, let's do this. Yeah, so good.
But yeah, time to go. Thank you, everyone who was there, even to say hi. Thank you, Hanan, for always being here and for asking so many questions and like making the conversation going. But yeah, thank you, Gabby, Kira, being here to talk about the book with me. This was so much fun. Yeah, I agree.
It was.
So you
feels so good to talk about it.
Yeah. See you in 2 weeks for the reading sprints. We'll share everything on Twitter. And yeah, until then, take care, everyone.
Bye. Thank you.